7 signs you are a very strong woman. You own your truth. Ladies, let me tell you, there is nothing more powerful than a woman who knows who she is. You don't shrink to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You don't apologize for your strength. You stand tall, you stand firm, and you own your story. You rise from the ashes. Oh, we've all been knocked down. We've all faced heartbreak, failure, disappointments. But a strong woman, she doesn't stay down. She dusts herself off, fixes her crown, and walks forward, stronger, wiser, and even more radiant than before. You set boundaries like a queen. Listen, a powerful woman knows her worth. She doesn't say yes just to please people. She doesn't let anyone drain her energy. She sets boundaries. And let me tell you, when you respect your time, the world will too. You lead with love, not fear. Strength isn't just about toughness, it's about love. A strong woman leads with kindness, but don't mistake her kindness for weakness. She loves deeply, she gives generously, but she knows when to walk away from anything that doesn't serve her highest good. You embrace change like a warrior. Change is hard, but a strong woman, she doesn't resist it. She doesn't cling to what's safe just because it's familiar. No, she steps into the unknown with faith, knowing that every challenge, every shift is shaping her into the woman she is meant to be. You lift others as you climb. A truly powerful woman doesn't just focus on her own success. Oh no, she reaches back. She lifts others. She inspires the next generation, because real strength isn't about being the only one at the top. It's about bringing everyone with you. You shine without permission, and let me tell you this, right now, you don't need permission to be great. You don't need validation to be bold. You don't need approval to be you. The world needs your light, your voice, your power. So stand in it, own it, and shine like the queen you are. Now go out there and be that strong woman. There comes a time in every woman's life when she realizes that she no longer has to ask permission to be herself. That moment is the beginning of true power. It's the day she decides that her voice, her dreams, her truth are just as valid as anyone else's. She doesn't need to shrink. She doesn't need to dim her light. She stands in the fullness of who she is without hesitation, without apology. When a woman owns her truth, she stops waiting for the world to tell her who she should be. She no longer needs approval to feel worthy, no longer bends herself into someone else's idea of what's acceptable. She steps into rooms, into conversations, into decisions with a deep knowing, I belong here, and not because someone granted her a seat, but because she claimed it. Owning your truth means looking in the mirror and embracing every piece of yourself, the glorious, the messy, the unpolished. It means saying, this is me, unfiltered, unshaken. And let me tell you, when a woman reaches that level of self-acceptance, there is nothing the world can do to break her. It's not always easy, because this world will try to mold you, shape you, convince you that who you are isn't enough. It will tell you to be quieter, be softer, be less. But the strong woman, she hears those voices and lets them pass like the wind. She knows her value is not up for negotiation. She refuses to be anyone other than herself. She doesn't dilute her brilliance to make others comfortable. She doesn't hold back her opinions just to be liked. She understands that her truth is her power, and she stands in it boldly and beautifully. The most extraordinary women are the ones who have faced rejection and still stood tall. The ones who have been told you can't, but went ahead and did it anyway. The ones who have been underestimated, overlooked, and counted out, but never once counted themselves out. There is nothing more magnetic than a woman who knows who she is. A woman who walks into every room, every opportunity, every challenge with the certainty that she is enough. She does not perform, she does not pretend, she simply is. And that is her superpower. Some may call her too much, too outspoken, too confident, too strong, but what they don't understand is that she has spent years learning to love herself. And she is not about to undo that work to make someone else comfortable. A woman who owns her truth does not fear standing alone because she has already stood in her own reflection and made peace with who she is. She is her own source of validation. She walks with grace, speaks with conviction, and when she stands in her truth unapologetically, she gives permission to every other woman watching to do the same. There comes a time in every woman's life when she faces a moment so heavy, so heartbreaking, so shattering, that she wonders if she'll ever rise again. The weight of failure, the sting of betrayal, the unexpected loss, it can shake you to your core. But a strong woman, she does not let the fall define her. She does not let the pain break her. She gathers every broken piece, every lesson learned, and she rebuilds herself into something even more powerful. The world may try to count her out, but what they don't realize is that she was never meant to stay down. She is not made of glass. She is made of fire, of resilience, of a strength that cannot be extinguished. She may have stumbled, she may have cried, she may have felt lost for a moment, but she never, never stays in the ashes. She rises. Pain has a way of revealing what we're truly made of. It strips away the illusions, the masks, the expectations, and leaves us face to face with ourselves. And when a strong woman meets herself in the fire, she does not cower, she does not surrender. She looks that pain in the eye and says, "You will not break me. You will build me." She does not waste time asking, "Why did this happen to me?" No, a strong woman asks, "What can I learn?" Because she knows that every setback is a setup for her next chapter. Every heartbreak is a lesson in love. Every failure, a lesson in perseverance. Every disappointment, a step towards something greater. Oh, they may whisper about her struggles. They may watch and wonder if she will ever be the same. But what they don't know is that she's not trying to be the same. She's becoming something more. Stronger, wiser, sharper. More unstoppable than ever before. The fire that was meant to destroy her becomes the fire that refines her. She takes every scar, every tear, every moment of doubt and turns it into fuel. Fuel for the dreams she refuses to give up on. Fuel for the purpose that was always meant for her. Fuel for the life she will build, not despite her struggles, but because of them. And let me tell you, when she rises, the world notices. They see the glow in her eyes, the unshakable confidence in her step. She is no longer seeking approval, no longer looking for permission. She is walking in her power, in her purpose, in the strength that was forged in her darkest moments. She does not let heartbreak make her bitter. She does not let failure make her afraid. She knows that the storms of life do not come to destroy her. They come to clear a path for something new. And she walks forward with faith, knowing that her story is far from over. They will ask her, "How did you do it? How did you survive? How did you come back stronger?" And she will smile because she knows she didn't just survive. She transformed. The fire did not consume her. It revealed her true strength. And now when she looks in the mirror, she does not see a woman who is defeated. She sees a warrior, a queen, a force of nature, a woman who rose and will never be the same again. There is a moment in every woman's life when she realizes she is no longer available for anything that drains her, disrespects her, or diminishes her. That moment, that moment is the beginning of true freedom. Because a strong woman knows this. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing people away. It's about honoring herself. She no longer bends over backward to make everyone else comfortable while she suffers in silence. She no longer carries the weight of obligations that do not serve her. She no longer says yes when her soul is screaming no, because she understands that every time she betrays herself for the sake of others, she loses a piece of her own power, and she is done with that. A strong woman does not apologize for protecting her peace. She does not explain why she needs space, why she chooses to walk away from toxic situations, why she refuses to be anyone's emotional dumping ground. She simply stands firm and says, "This is what I will allow, this is what I will not." And let me tell you, when a woman says that with conviction, the world listens. She knows that boundaries are not walls, they are doors. doors that allow the right people in and keep the wrong ones out. And if someone cannot respect the door she has closed, well, that's a clear sign they were never meant to have access to her in the first place. It takes courage to say, I will not tolerate this. It takes strength to walk away from relationships that drain instead of nourish. But a strong woman would rather walk alone in peace than stay surrounded by people who take and take, but never pour back into her. While they may call her difficult, they may say she's changed, they may not like the fact that she no longer bends to their expectations, but she does not live for their approval. She lives for her own well-being. She does not need to explain why she is protecting her energy. She just does it. And that, my friends, is power. A woman who sets boundaries is a woman who respects herself. She does not negotiate her worth. She does not justify her need for space, rest, or self-care. She takes up the space she deserves and does not feel guilty about it, because she knows when she values herself, the world will follow suit. She understands that saying no is not rejection, it is redirection. Every time she chooses herself, she is making space for the things, the people, the experiences that truly align with her spirit. She is not losing anything. She is gaining everything that was meant for her. So when she says, I will not answer that call after hours, I will not be made to feel guilty for choosing myself, I will not tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or half-hearted love, she means it. And the moment she enforces those boundaries, she steps fully into her power. Because the world does not give strong women permission to set boundaries. They take that permission for themselves. And once they do, they never go back. There is a quiet power in a woman who leads with love. She does not command respect through fear, nor does she demand loyalty through intimidation, nor her strength is not in how loud she speaks, but in how deeply she cares. She moves with grace, she leads with compassion, and yet there is a fire in her that refuses to be extinguished. A strong woman knows that love is not just something you give, it's something you embody. She pours into others, not because she has to, but because it is who she is. She lifts, she encourages, she nurtures. But let me tell you something, do not mistake her kindness for weakness. Because a woman who leads with love also knows when to stop giving to those who only take. She understands that true love, whether for herself, for her work, for her relationships, should never require her to shrink. She loves boldly, but never at the expense of her own soul. If something no longer aligns with her highest good, she releases it, not with bitterness, not with anger, but with love. Because she knows walking away in peace is far more powerful than staying out of fear. There is a different kind of strength in a woman who refuses to be hardened by the world. She has been hurt, but she still chooses to love. She has been betrayed, but she still chooses to trust. She has been disappointed, but she still chooses to believe in the goodness of people. Not because she is naive, but because she knows that love, real love, is the foundation of everything powerful. She does not lead with ego. She does not seek to control. She does not move through life building walls to keep people out. Instead, she builds bridges, she creates space, she lifts others as she climbs. And in doing so, she does not lose her power, she multiplies it. A strong woman knows when to give and when to pull back. She knows when to extend grace and when to say enough. She can love someone deeply and still let them go. She can offer kindness and still stand firm. She is soft but not fragile, gentle but not weak, loving but not willing to be taken for granted. They may wonder how she stays so strong in a world that often rewards coldness, how she continues to give when she has been given so little in return. But what they don't understand is that she does not love from a place of emptiness. She loves from a place of abundance. She has learned to fill her own cup first, so that when she pours into others, she never runs dry. Many will think that she is immoral, but that doesn't mean she has any leg to sit. She leads not by forcing, but by inspiring, not by demanding, but by showing. And because she leads with love, she attracts the right people, the right opportunities, the right energy into her life. She is not moved by fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of what people will say. She is moved by purpose, by passion, by a love so deep that nothing can shake it. They say love makes you vulnerable, but she knows the truth. Love makes you invincible. Because when you love yourself enough to honor your worth, when you love others enough to lead with grace, when you love life enough to embrace it fully, nothing can stop you. Change will test you. It will shake the ground beneath your feet. It will ask you to let go of the familiar, to step into the unknown, to become someone you have never been before. And that, my friends, is where the strong woman rises. She does not fight against the tides of life. She rides them, knowing that every wave carries her closer to who she is meant to be. She does not cling to what is comfortable just because it is safe. She does not hold on to a version of herself that no longer fits. She understands that growth requires movement, that transformation demands courage. And even when fear whispers, stay where it's familiar, she listens instead to the voice within her that says, keep going. She knows that every ending is also a beginning, that the job she lost, the relationship that ended, the chapter that closed, it was all making space for something greater. And so instead of mourning what was, she prepares for what will be. She doesn't waste time looking back. She fixes her gaze forward, her spirit steady, her heart open to what's next. A strong woman does not fear the unknown because she knows she is the constant in every change. No matter where life takes her, no matter what shifts around her, she carries her strength, her wisdom, her fire. She trusts that she is built for this, that she will adapt, that she will rise no matter the circumstance. It is not easy. Some days the uncertainty will feel unbearable. Some days she will question if she's making the right choices. But even in those moments of doubt, she refuses to let fear make her decisions. She moves forward step by step, knowing that clarity always comes in the journey, never in the hesitation. They may look at her and wonder how she does it, how she walks away from what no longer serves her, how she reinvents herself with such fearless grace. But what they don't see is the work she has done. The late nights wrestling with doubt, the mornings spent choosing faith over fear. She has trained herself to trust the process, to see change not as an obstacle, but as an invitation to rise. She embraces the discomfort because she knows that comfort is the enemy of growth. She is willing to be the beginner, to step into new territory, to rewrite the rules when necessary. She does not wait for permission to evolve. She chooses evolution every single day. And let me tell you, when she embraces change like this, she becomes unstoppable. Life does not break her, it builds her. Every shift, every transition, every unexpected twist in her story only makes her stronger, wiser, more powerful than before. She does not resist, she does not shrink, she does not run from what is unfamiliar. She meets change head on with fire in her soul and faith in her heart because she knows she was never meant to stay the same. She was meant to grow, to transform, to become. And so when life calls her forward, she does not hesitate. She does not look back. She takes a deep breath, straightens her shoulders, and walks boldly into the next chapter, like a warrior. A strong woman understands that success means nothing if she is standing at the top alone. She does not hoard her wisdom, her resources, her light. She shares them. She reaches back, she extends a hand, she opens doors for those who are still finding their way. Because she knows that true power is not about being above others. She does not see other women as competition. She does not measure her worth by how far ahead she is. No, she celebrates, she uplifts, she empowers. When she sees another woman rising, she doesn't feel threatened, she feels inspired because she understands that when one woman wins, we all win. She has walked through the fire, she has climbed the mountains, she has fought to be where she is, and she will not let that journey be in vain. She shares her lessons, her struggles, her victories, so that others don't have to start from scratch. She turns her pain into purpose, her scars into roadmaps, her experiences into stepping stones for those who come after her. Oh, the world may tell women to fight for a single seat at the table, to compete for the spotlight, to believe in scarcity. But a strong woman, she refuses to play by those rules. If there's only one seat, she builds a bigger table. If there's only one spotlight, she creates a whole stage. She does not believe in limits. She believes in. She knows what it's like to feel overlooked, underestimated, unheard. And because she knows that pain, she refuses to let another woman feel it alone. She speaks the words she once needed to hear. She offers the guidance she once longed for. She becomes the mentor, the sister, the cheerleader that every woman deserves. Some people climb to success and pull the ladder up behind them. Not her. Never her. She plants ladders everywhere she goes. She shares the blueprint. She paves the path. She shines a light so bright that others can see their way forward. Because she knows that legacy is not about what you accomplish. It's about how many people you empower along the way. And when she sees another woman rise, she claps the loudest. She does not envy. She does not resent. She does not compare. Because she knows that lifting others does not take away from her own power. In fact, it magnifies it. She stands so firmly in her own worth that she has no need to dim anyone else's light. She is a force of nature, not just because of what she has achieved, but because of how many she has helped along the way. She is a mentor, a guide, a beacon. She leads not with ego, but with purpose, not with selfish ambition, but with a heart so full that it overflows into the lives of everyone around her. They will ask her, why do you give so much? Why do you help so many? And she will smile because she knows the truth. Her strength is not just in what she has built for herself, but in the lives she has touched, the women she has empowered, the souls she has lifted. And that is a legacy that no one can take away. There comes a moment in every strong woman's life when she realizes she does not need permission to shine. She does not need to wait for approval, for validation, for a nod from the world telling her it's okay to take up space. No, she claims her space. She owns her brilliance. She steps fully into her power and lets her light be seen. She has spent too many years dimming herself, making herself smaller so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable, but no more. She is done shrinking. She is done apologizing for being too much, too bold, too confident, to her, because she knows now her light was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to illuminate, to inspire, to set the world on fire. Oh, they will try to silence her. They will tell her to soften, to be less, to stay in her place. But what they don't understand is that her place is wherever she decides to stand. And she stands tall. She stands in her truth, in her strength, in the fullness of who she is. She does not wait for someone to give her permission to dream big. She does not wait for society to say, now you can be successful. Now you can be powerful. Now you can be heard. No, she walks boldly in her purpose, knowing that she is enough as she is right now. She refuses to let fear keep her small. She refuses to let doubt hold her back. She refuses to let the world's opinions dictate her path because she knows that playing small does not serve anyone, not herself, not her community, not the generations of women who will follow in her footsteps. Her confidence is not arrogance, it is freedom. It is the freedom to be exactly who she was always meant to be, without apology, without hesitation, without fear. And when she embraces that freedom, she gives every other woman around her permission to do the same. Ooh, and let me tell you, when a woman fully steps into her light, everything changes. Doors open, opportunities flow. People take notice, not because she's asking for attention, but because her energy demands it. Because a woman who shines without apology is a force too powerful to ignore. They may ask, who does she think she is? And she will answer, I am a woman who knows her worth. I am a woman who refuses to be silenced. I am a woman who was born to shine. So she does not wait, she does not ask, she does not hold back. She stands up, speaks out, steps forward, and she shines because the world needs her light. And she is done waiting for permission to be great. Ladies, let me leave you with this. Strength is not always loud. It's not always seen in grand gestures or overt displays. Strength is in the quiet moments, the small decisions, the daily acts of courage that you make, even when no one is watching. It's in your willingness to show up for yourself when the world tells you to stay down. It's in your ability to love deeply, to lead with grace, to rise after every fall, and to keep moving forward no matter the odds. A strong woman knows that her power does not come from perfection, but from her willingness to embrace all of who she is, the light and the shadow, the triumphs and the struggles. She understands that it's not about avoiding failure, but about growing through it. Every setback, every challenge, every change is simply a stepping stone that shapes her into the woman she was always meant to be. And she doesn't shy away from that journey. She steps into it with courage, with faith, and with a heart full of hope. She knows that real strength isn't just about achieving success, it's about bringing others with her. A strong woman understands that when she lifts those around her, she lifts herself as well. She recognizes that true power is not in competition, but in collaboration, in community, in lifting each other up so that we can all rise together. She is not afraid to share her wisdom, her success, and her love, because she knows that when one woman wins, we all win. So to every woman out there who is walking in her power, who is owning her truth, who is rising from the ashes, setting boundaries, leading with love, embracing change, and shining brightly without permission, know this: you are not just strong, you are unshakable. You are a force of nature, a queen who reigns, not through fear, but through authenticity, compassion, and resilience. The world needs you. Your voice, your power, your light. They are gifts that this world cannot afford to lose. And finally, remember this: your strength is a gift. It's not just for you, it's for everyone around you. So keep shining, keep lifting, keep leading, and keep showing the world just how powerful, how magnificent, how extraordinary you truly are. Because when you stand in your power, you remind every woman who comes after you that she too can be strong, she too can rise, she too can change the world.